I mean, if I look at my splits, and that's another thing about Hyrox is you can go look at your splits. So I know where my running, I was running a 4:30. Now, if I look at my last half marathon that I did, I was running a 3:56 for 21 kilometers.
Big difference.
It's a big difference. And now I'm only running 8 kilometers. I should be able to be doing a sub 4 kilometer within Hyrox. But obviously that's what I need to work on, is putting my legs under strain and then working with that pace.
Sounds like you have a plan, but which is most important.
Yes.
So obviously you're looking for the elite end of the competition. So what advice would you give to somebody like me, for instance, an unfit person who sits in the backside all day, to train for something like Hyrox? Where would you start?
Well, firstly, to come to the classes. I mean, a lot of gyms.
So are you doing a Hyrox class now?
I'm doing a Hyrox based class. I've got 4 clients now I've signed up, and when I tell you that I'm extremely proud of the 4 people that have stood up and said, let me do it. Because if you had seen them a year ago, there's not a chance that you would have presumed that they were going to be doing in Hyrox. And now they have committed themselves to it. And it's just showing up to the sessions. And also for me and for anyone that just wants to do it for fun, there's a big difference. The competition mindset's still there when you're at the event, but if you're there just to complete it and just to, take everything in, just as long as you train specifically, which obviously as a coach or as a trainer, you help your clients prepare them for the event, but just go have fun. It's that an event like that can be done by anybody. It's just that the difference is how fast do you want to do it, because that's where either that's going to be fun or it's going to be torturous. And
I think you're underplaying it a bit. That event, to me, can't be done by anybody. After watching the video.
You know what it is though, Danny? I mean, if you
with a bit of training.
Yeah. But if you also go to the events, and I think this is where I know I've met my passion in my work field, is because I don't know anyone from a bar of soap when I go to these events. I see people from all walks of life. Again, if you saw them before the events, you probably might have not guessed that they were about to do the Hyrox. And there they're on the field. They're running at a slow pace, maybe walking some kilometers, but they're there. They're there having fun. They're there just to, absorb the energy of the whole event. And it's incredible to see.
Yeah, a lot of people do it for a kind of personal battle, don't they?
Yeah.
You touched on it there. Clearly, a lot of your grounding, your methodology, the way that you think, your experience is really heavily grounded in your time in mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
So taking a little step back, how did that all start? Because you don't go, right, I'm going to be a cage fighter one day and start off with that. It's more gradual, I'd imagine.
But it's a strange, when everyone asks like what made me get into it, I don't know if it was for pride or if it was like a bit of self-esteem issues that to be totally honest, I mean, without going too far back, I think it also stems from my childhood, my family, obviously being the only male in my family, raised by my mother, grandmother, and my sister. So my mom never let me do any physical, or when I say physical, any contact sports until I was 13. And even then, my mom was like, oh, should you go play rugby? And I was like, please, mom, all my friends are doing it. She's like, okay, go play rugby. But she just disliked it completely. When I then got into...
So you thought you would go into fighting
together? Well, this was
together.
now... I only went